So we often forget that a war is not just about military tactics and about land confiscated. It's about people. And the Civil War is extremely apparent that this is about people. It's American against American. Huge number of casualties, the largest number of casualties in any war that America ever had, which makes sense because casualties on both sides were Americans. It was brother against brother, parent against child. This was seen in the White House. Mrs. Lincoln had a brother, 3 half-brothers, and 3 brother-in-laws that were part of the Confederate Army, fighting against her husband. Officers on both sides had attended West Point together. Never did they dream when they were sitting in class next to each other that one day they would command forces against each other. Sometimes family members actually faced each other in combat. This is a story of Union Sergeant Driscoll. He took aim and shot a Confederate soldier, and he happened as he was walking by to look down at the boy. And the boy opened his eyes and very softly murmured, "Father." Then fluttered his eyes shut, and never would he wake again. Sergeant Driscoll had just killed his own son, who had gone south before the war and who was fighting for the Confederates. Imagine that father. So who were the soldiers? Most were inexperienced and young. The average age was 25, but up to 40% were 21 years of age or younger. Most came from farms. In fact, over half of the overall troops came from farms. Half of the North and over 60% of Southern troops. We have to remember that blacks were not allowed to join the military, but the North would soon allow them. By the summer of 1861, the Confederate Army, the rebel army, had 112,000 men that had been recruited by the South. The Union had 187,000, Yankees as they were called. By the end of the war, total numbers would be 850,000 men for the Confederacy and 2.1 million for the Union, in which 200,000 of them would be blacks. I want to show you a picture of their uniforms. You can see why they're called the blue and the gray. The blue uniform, the dark blue uniform was the Union, and this lighter blue or the gray would have been the Confederacy.
Let's listen to it.